Hey guys, it's Lauren. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm talking to you all about ColourPop and sharing the best products I've tried out from their brand and the worst products I've tried out from their brand. I've tried out a lot and I do love the majority of their products, but those few that I don't like, I really don't like. So I will be sharing why in today's video, and if you're interested on all about ColourPop, then just keep on watching. I've done a few other one brand best and worst reviews. If you want to check those out, I will have a playlist linked in the cards and in the description box down below. I've done Maybelline, Glossier, Tarte. I've done a lot of brands, so if that's something you'd be interested in, you can either check it out now or wait till the end of the video, whatever you want to do. Really quickly before we get into it, I like to give a brief rundown of whatever brand I'm talking about in these best and worst videos, and it should be pretty short, but if you just want to go ahead and get into the product portion of the video, I will have a timestamp right here that you can go to just dive on into it, but this should be pretty short. ColourPop is an entirely cruelty-free brand. None of their products are going to be tested on animals, and the vast majority of their products are going to be vegan, and they are open about the products that are not vegan and not vegan friendly, and I will have a link down below. They have a page on their website that lists out from A to Z every product that is not vegan friendly, and so I will have that link down below if you want to go to it. And then also on each individual product's little page, it says underneath the product whether or not it is vegan or not. And I do have all of the products I'm mentioning in today's video linked down below in the description box with, you know, their link that you can go to, and that's where you can see that as well. So they're very open about it, and you can get free shipping if you're in America if your order is $30 or more, and you can get free shipping globally if your order is $50 or more. So that's kind of the way that their shipping breaks down. It's pretty good, honestly. It's like really good even compared to Ulta. So that's another thing to note from a relatively, like, they're not really indie anymore, but they of course started, you know, smaller. They're not in, you know, brick and mortar shops. They're not going to be in a department store. So I think that is really great, and I love, you know, good shipping deals. Also, if you do want to save a little bit of money, they do give you a 10% discount if you're a student, whether it be middle schooler, high schooler, college student. You can get a 10% discount if you if you verify that you are a student through Unidays, and that's very, very easy to do, and you just like literally click on it on their website. It takes you there. A lot of these, you know, independent makeup brands, they have the opportunity where you can save money by being a student. You get a discount code, you're good to go, 10% off your order. Also, they often do sales on their website. I mean, they just today got finished with a 25% off sale off everything, and you didn't even need a promotional code. They do those a lot, and if you want to check out my Twitter, I like to keep you guys really updated. Like, I'll literally put sale alert, you'll know, and you'll be notified for all of the sales from a bunch of different brands. So if you want to check out my Twitter for that, I will have it linked down below. Alright, that is it. Let's go ahead and get into the product review. So the first product I want to talk about is the ColourPop Supershock Highlighter. Here's what one of them looks like. This is Flexitarian, and these retail for $8. So that's what that looks like. Flexitarian is like a white gold champagne-ish shade. I have a swatch of it here on my hand. You can see it's very pigmented. I mean, these are going to give you a true strobing effect, very, very pigmented highlight on the cheeks. And honestly, that's what a lot of people look for. For me, I like more subtle highlight, and you can kind of get this from this product. I just go in with a brush rather than like my finger and tap off the excess, go in with a really light hand, and then you can get more of a subtle look. ColourPop Supershock products, I'll be talking about a few more of them. Like they have like a blush, and then they have some eyeshadows, and I'll be talking about those. This is what their Supershock, you know, formula is like. It's pretty bouncy, and it's kind of like a cream to powder formula where when you put your finger in, it's going to feel like a cream. As you're applying the product, it's going to feel like a cream, but it dries down like a powder. So that's kind of that formula, and that's great because it's more of a softer texture for this highlight, and soft textures are good, and then they're also bad. They can be really great because they're super blendable, and they just give a really seamless look to the skin. But if you have any texture on your skin, because of the soft formula, it's going to really emphasize any, you know, texture or raised portions of your face. Like if you have any blemishes, anything you have, it will totally show. So I have a lot of like dryness and texture right on the high points of my cheekbones, literally right where you put highlight. So this really didn't, it really emphasized it. And of course, that's what a highlighter is going to do. It's going to emphasize those the portions of your face that you apply this product. But for right now, for me, I've been kind of steering clear of this one, even though I do really like it. And I think people who want a really, you know, intense highlight, have pretty, you know, smooth skin, you'll love it. But for me, I just haven't been. Next up, we have a ColourPop Supershock Blush. This is what it looks like, and it retails for $8. This is in the shade Count Me In. This is a Supershock product that I just adore. I actually just did my best of blushes video, and I so wish I would have included it. I didn't want to because I was like, I'm still trying it out. It hasn't been very long. But oh my gosh, this blush is amazing. So this shade right here, Count Me In, is kind of a soft pink with some warm undertones. You see it kind of has that bouncy texture, so it's going to apply like a cream, but then it's going to dry down like a powder. This one in particular dries down as a matte. I personally don't mind a satin or, you know, shimmery finish to my blushes, but I know a lot of people are very particular, and this does dry down matte. So I love that, and here's what it looks like. These are really easy to apply because you can get like your sponge and you can just damp it and apply it and you're good to go. You can build it up if you want a little bit more pigmentation, or if you want something lighter, it's very easy to do that as well. This is so, so good. If you haven't tried it out, I really recommend it. So next up we have an eyeshadow palette. This is the ColourPop Doubleentendre Palette, which retails for $16. In this palette, you're going to be getting 12 different warm tone neutrals. Here's what it looks like. This palette's been out for a little bit. It's still available though. It's very pretty. I mean, there are a couple palettes from ColourPop that I've tried that I just didn't love all that much, but this one right here, it's pretty good. The mattes, I find that they're really easy to use. They blend well together. They're very complementary shades in this palette. And the shimmers and like satins, they're okay. I mean, you are going to have to either use your finger or wet whatever brush that you're using with them because they're not the most pigmented and you do have to build them up. So that's definitely something to know. Another thing important to note is these shades that you see kind of in the pan, they're not going to turn out true to color on the lids. You probably should test them first on either your hand with a swatch of the brush or with your finger because they're just not going to be true to color, and that is important to note when, you know, getting this palette. But for how affordable you're getting this, I mean, if you're into warm tones or even just neutrals, I think this is a great staple, especially due to the packaging and just how concise it is. It's great for travel as well. So next up, we have a ColourPop Supershock Shadow. This is what it looks like. This is Sailor, and it retails for $6. This is one of those products that is available at Ulta. Not all of their Supershock shadows are because they have a ton, but this one in particular is. This is another one of those cream to powder formulas, and I will say this shade in particular, Sailor, has a really cool, it's like a champagne with some like teal or light teal undertone. It's really pretty. It's got that really nice reflect to it, and as you can see, I mean, it's not the most pigmented thing in the universe. Like, it's still pretty subtle. You can definitely build this product up. It's just one of those that does take a little bit and take a little bit of effort. But if you're wanting to go for a softer look, this can be really nice. I think for $6, I mean, it's really good. It's not like you're paying, you know, Natasha Denona price. It's not really like you need to expect super high pigment because of the price. If this isn't something that you're looking for, I wouldn't recommend it because, you know, it's not the most pigmented. You do have to build it up and put in some effort into it. So I have two of the bullet lipsticks from ColourPop. They have like 3 different formulas: a matte formula, a blurring formula, which is the next one I'm going to talk about, and a cream formula. So this is the ColourPop Cream Luxe Lipstick. This is in the shade Still Crazy. Here's what it looks like. It's like a mauve pink, and these retail for $7.50. So I love this shade. I think it's beautiful. It's more of a warm toned pinky mauve, but it's still, you know, got that, you know, really pretty look to it. I love those pinky mauves. You guys know that. Here's what it looks like swatched. Super creamy and just like very consistent in formula. It's not going to be patchy. It just looks great on the lips. It's pigmented, but it's also comfortable. I find that with drugstore lip products, they can be really pigmented and they can look really good, last a really long time, all what this can do, but this is comfortable, and that's the main difference. I like to wear it alone. I like to top it over with a gloss. A lot of great ways to wear this. Really do enjoy it. So here we have the ColourPop Blur Luxe Lipstick in the shade Lucky Strike. This is another one of those that is available at Ulta. This is kind of a neutral pinky shade, and you know, for me, yes, it's a neutral. I would say it's a little bit darker, so you kind of have to keep that in consideration. You may think this is not a neutral at all. It's way too vampy. In my opinion, it's just fine. I forgot to mention, the smell on these is great. It's not cheap smelling. It's not too intense. It's just very subtle. I really like it. But here's the difference between the two shades. So that top one is going to be Still Crazy, and then here's Lucky Strike, which is the Blur Luxe. And the Blur Luxe formula is like a matte formula that's going to really like smooth out your lips and kind of blur them. I honestly think it does that. At first I was like, what does that even mean? But I think it does. And this shade, I was really surprised to find that it lasted a really long time and that I enjoyed it. I typically don't enjoy these more cool tone mauve shades, but this one really, it was good. So now onto a product that I didn't love very much. This is the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. Here's what it looks like. This retails for $6.50. I believe you can get this one at Ulta and ColourPop both. Here's the deal. This I loved for so long. Like, I believe I mentioned it in like a couple of like favorites videos or something where I was like raving about it. And I still stand true to those values, but I do think if you have sensitive skin, be so careful. I didn't even know that I had sensitive skin, but the past couple of months have proven to me I definitely do. This made me break out like crazy. And while I think this product is great for concealing the under eyes, it's also really great for covering blemishes. And I found I was like, I kept using it because it was covering those blemishes that I kept getting. And then I realized, hey, this is what's causing those blemishes, so they're never gonna go away. You're gonna have to keep, like, it's a never-ending cycle. And I know that's probably just for me. That's actually the same reason I'm not mentioning the foundation in this video. I just was like, I'm not gonna try it because, you know, it's probably the same formula, no filter, no filter. I just think, you know, for me, and if you have, you know, sensitive skin, steer clear of the complexion products because you don't want to break out. It's a pain. I still have scarring from it. I scar really easily and they take forever to go away, so it definitely is a pain. I'm kind of angry at this product, not gonna lie. The shade's also oxidized. I mean, the way that I would prevent this problem, I mean, I bought multiple of these. Like, I would keep going through them like water. And I would always go on the website and I would buy them in kind of a lighter shade because of the oxidization. And so whenever they would oxidize, it really wouldn't matter. So if you do have, you know, skin that you think can handle this product and you're not really worried about it, then that is something I'd recommend because they do oxidize. They do turn darker on your skin. Next up, we have the ColourPop So Juicy Lip Gloss. This is a plumping lip gloss and it retails for $7. This is in the shade Roundabout, which is kind of a pink cream shade. These lip glosses do have a couple different finishes. This one's going to be cream, so it's more opaque than some of the other ones you may see, and it also does not have any shimmer in it. So this shade in particular is like a soft pinky shade. You do see it has kind of that squeezy tube applicator. Here's the shade Roundabout. Really pretty, honestly, and this totally gives me like 80s vibes with like the squeezy tube and just that thick gloss. And it is thick, but it's nothing too overbearing. I don't find that when it wears off that it gets really like, you know how sometimes thick glosses when they wear off, they can kind of like peel off almost. They have like a really weird, you know, residue that they leave. This doesn't have it very much. And, you know, it is a little bit sticky and a little bit, you know, thick feeling, but for the, you know, thickness and the plumpiness that you're getting without, you know, the pain of like an actual lip plumper, I've really been enjoying it. I love the little like mint scent and flavor that it has to it. It's like a really good flavor too. You know how like sometimes when you're using like mint scented things or, you know, anything scented things, they can taste really weird still. Like they don't taste like mint, they taste like chemicals. This doesn't have that. I mean, sure, you probably are consuming chemicals, so like don't eat this or anything, but like it tastes pretty good. So here's another eyeshadow palette from ColourPop. This one is the Fame eyeshadow palette, which you can get at Ulta or ColourPop for $23. So that's what the outer packaging looks like. It's pretty, you know, wham. But on the inside, it's actually a pretty neutral palette, maybe even like a cool toned neutral palette with a few warm tone neutrals in there. It's a very basic palette, and for me, I thought I would love it. You guys know I love my neutral eyeshadow looks and the natural, I just love it. But this was actually not the best to me. Like, it wasn't awful, don't get me wrong, but you know, the mattes performed well just like the other palette. The shimmers performed okay. You know, they perform kind of the same as the other ones. You know, I could use my finger, they'd be fine. I could use, you know, brush with, you know, some Fix Plus or something, but they just, I think my main issue was they were also not true to color, but because there were so many shades, like I kept running into this thing where like they were all so different that like I felt like I couldn't create a cohesive look. Like I had such a hard time using this palette, and I feel like the pigmentation is just not, you know, there. And I think a lot of ColourPop palettes do have really good pigmentation, but this one, I don't know, just my standards may have been too high or something, but I did not love it. You know, it's good quality, but it's not the best. I do think that you can find way better out there, especially for this price point being higher at $23. I just expected more. So now we have two of the ColourPop Cream Gel Liners in the shade DLTA and then Piggy Bank. So these have been really good. I really want to try out a black one because these are a waterproof formula. They're really comfortable and they're gel, and I love using a gel, you know, liners on my, you know, waterline or my upper lash line. I use it all the time. I think for the price, these are terrific. I forgot to mention they are $5.50. And this dark blue shade, DLTA, it's just like a dark blue, a deep blue. And then this shade right here at Piggy Bank is like a warm violet with kind of like reddish undertones. It's really pretty. If you haven't tried out the ColourPop liner formula as far as like eyeliners go, I'd really recommend it. It makes me really want to try out their liquid liner formula because I've yet to do that and I really want to. Next up, we have the ColourPop Lippy Pencil. Here's what it looks like. This is in Good and Plenty. These retail for $6 on ColourPop's website. So that is what it looks like. And the shade's beautiful. It's like a light pinky nude lip liner. Here's what it looks like swatched. It's a good creamy formula. You know, whenever I am wearing a nude or pinky mauve lip, this is like totally what I go for whenever I'm using lip liner. But to be completely like transparent with you guys, I just don't believe in lip liner or lip pencils very much. Like if you have a very vampy lip, like a deep red or, you know, a deep berry, then sometimes I get it. But for an everyday neutral, I hardly ever wear lip pencils. And, you know, if I do, then yes, this is what I'm going for because I like the formula. It's affordable. It's good. But overall, I just never use these. And I think that more, like, it has nothing to do with ColourPop in particular. It has to do with, like, lip pencils and lip liners as a whole. It's kind of more my vendetta against those. So if you're interested, if you use lip liners a lot, then yes, I'd recommend it. But if you don't, and you feel like you don't need it, then this is really nothing that special. So next up, I have the ColourPop Lippy Stick. Here's what it looks like. This retails for $6, and I have mine in the shade Topanga. Topanga is kind of a corally shade. Here's what it looks like, maybe even a deeper coral. It's nice and pretty. I mean, it performs great. It's pigmented. It can be a bit drying on the lips, but it's nothing a gloss can't really solve. You can see that it's not so pigmented that it's like an orange or anything too vibrant, but it's also nice because it's not super subtle where I feel like I'm not doing anything different. So I do like it. It's not the best thing ever. It's not the worst thing ever. I know that they also have matte formulas. Like this one's cream, but they do have a couple matte ones in the Lippy Stick formula. So I haven't tried those out. I'd be interested to because this was pretty good. And you know, you're not getting a ton of product, but overall, I like it. Alright guys, that about wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up so I know to continue doing more best and worst brand reviews. I love doing it, and I hope that you guys love seeing it. If you have any brands you want me to do in the future, please be sure to comment those down below or tweet me at me. Whatever you do, just make sure that I see it. Also, let us know in the comment section down below what products you love from ColourPop and what are your least favorite products from ColourPop. I love hearing from you guys and would love to hear your input on all of that. I do have a lot of fun content coming up, including a giveaway, so if you don't want to miss out on all of that fun stuff, make sure that you hit the subscribe button down below if you have not already, as well as that notification bell so you are notified. Whew. It's been a long day. You are notified for all of my future uploads and videos because I do have a lot coming. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I really appreciate you coming out to my channel and watching today's video and just all of your support on my channel in general. Thank you so much. It means a lot. I hope that you guys have a great couple of days until I post my next video on Sunday, and I will see you then. Bye!